Hello and welcome to Thought for January the 26th. Our readings are Genesis chapters 42 and 43, Psalm 46, 47 and 48, and Matthew chapter 28. And our thought is, with fear and great joy. Fear and joy do not usually mix together, but they did for that group of women who came to the tomb in which Jesus had been laid after the Sabbath was over, as we read today in today's final chapter of Matthew's Gospel. It is desirable to put together the testimonies of all four Gospels to get a full picture of events on that incredible morning of the resurrection. Matthew tells us, toward dawn, Mary Magdalene and the other Mary went to see the tomb, verse 1. Mark's Gospel tells us the same thing, adding that Salome was with them, chapter 16, verse 1, and who is indicated in Matthew 27, verse 56 as the mother of the sons of Zebedee. But it seems only the two Marys witnessed the burial, verse 61. Mark says they bought spices so that they might go and anoint him, and it was very early, chapter 16, verses 1 and 2. Luke's record is similar, that it was early dawn, and that previously the women who had come with him from Galilee followed and saw the tomb and how the body was laid. Then they returned and prepared spices and ointments, chapter 23 verses 55, 56, and chapter 24 verse 1. John only mentions Mary Magdalene in his Gospel coming early while it was still dark, chapter 20 verse 1, and then she runs to tell Peter and himself that the stone had been taken away from the tomb. These slight variations help to convince us that these are independent testimonies, and this is the greatest event in their lives, and they give considerable detail which is very understandable. Imagine being there yourself. Sense the emotion of fear and great joy that unfolded. We usually understand the Bible use of the word fear in this context as a sense of overwhelming awe rather than being terrified. Matthew told us in yesterday's reading that Mary Magdalene and the other Mary were sitting opposite the tomb, chapter 27 verse 61, as Joseph of Arimathea took the body and wrapped it in a clean linen shroud and laid it in his own new tomb, verses 59 and 60. John adds the information that Nicodemus helped him, chapter 19, verses 39 and 40, and the women waited with no doubt great impatience until the Sabbaths were over so that they could embalm his precious body, touching it so that they thought for the one last time. The events that followed the next morning, and did they sleep at all that night, makes us think that the words with fear and great joy after the angel told them that he had risen, as he said, and they saw the tomb empty, are inadequate to describe their emotions. And what is adequate to describe our emotion when he returns? Well, thank you once again for joining us for Thought for the Day, where together we can open up the pages of God's Word, knowing that Word to be a lamp to our feet and a light to our path.